multi-gen homes, ADUs, what do you go with? How many options are out there? Like, multi-gen has become this thing that has become super popular recently, and a lot of people have trouble finding the right one. People have trouble finding the right price, right? Like, why is that multi-gen important? Is it an ADU? Can I rent it out? Like, there's all these questions that surround this ADU multi-gen thing. When it comes down to new construction homes, typically it's going to be a multi-gen, but there is a few options out there that are going to offer a true detached ADU, and those are some of the options that I want to go over with you today. And guys, I'm going to be just going off the dome here on some of the communities and cities that offer, in my opinion, the better multi-gens. I'm going to start off from like 500,000 range to all the way up to 1.6 million. I can't wait to tell you guys about the one that's at 1.6. So you're not going to believe the city that it's in and what the home has to actually offer. So again, I don't have any specific stats for you guys. It's going to have exactly 3,700 square feet. It's just based off some of the communities that I already visited, and I have a good, like, okay, this is going to be the range of it. This is the cost of it. These are some good options. So starting off with the lowest, in the like that mid $500,000 range, mid to high 500,000, that's what you can kind of expect in that area, or for that type of home. The first multi-gen that I want to talk about is going to be Banning. In the city of Banning, it's going to be Atwell. It is going to be Banning. Oh, it is going to be in the city of Banning. This community is called Atwell. They have a ton of single-story options. They have a couple two-story options. They're probably going to have about 15 different models here that you can see, so it can become a little overwhelming. Now, the multi-gen option is going to come on the Linwood collection, and this collection is going to be a single-story home. Really nice, really functional, great price. Like I mentioned, typically they're starting like in the low fives. They're going to range from like 1,700 square feet up to 2,200 square feet, somewhere around there. Typically without the multi-gen, they're going from 3 to 4 bedroom options. So now, what does the multi-gen look like? One of the models is going to show you what that looks like, and it's going to have its own entrance. So right when you walk to the front door, you're going to have the main entrance and then an entrance right next to it to the multi-gen, which is really nice because they can kind of go in and out without having to disturb everybody in the main house. Now, on top of that, in the multi-gen, they're going to have an entrance that goes into the primary home. So this still gives them access to the house if they want to, or they can have access to the kitchen, because the multi-gen is going to be more of a kitchenette, so it's not going to have a stove. Now, can you figure something out? Probably, right? And that's between us. But really, this is going to be a great option. Now, the downside to this multi-gen, price is great. Multi-gen is there. They don't make a ton of them, and so that could be a downside. So you can wait typically anywhere from 5 to 7 months build out time for something like this. But this is where a lot of people will come together. It's affordable. Maybe there's 2 families. You got that young family. Maybe even those parents are going to come in together. And it is a 1 bedroom. It has a living room, like I mentioned, a little kitchenette. It has a full restroom, and you can put a washer and dryer in there, which is a big plus. Now, downside to it. Downside is going to be you typically go from a 4-bedroom house and you split it in half. So now the main house is going to have 2 bedroom. You have the big primary, you have the kitchen, great room, all of that. You have 1 bedroom kind of towards the middle of the house. Now the front right of the house is going to have the multi-gen, and basically turning those 2 bedrooms into the multi-gen. So one of the bedrooms becomes a living room, and the other bedroom becomes the primary bedroom in that multi-gen. Has a restroom in there, and again, washer, dryer, stackable in there that you could put in, which is really nice. But now you're cutting the main house to a 2-bedroom. So what we've seen people do is they kind of see it as 2 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, because technically you can make that living room into another bedroom if you so chose to, if that was the case. But if not, you can keep it as a living room. So it goes from being a 4-bedroom to a 3-bedroom with that secondary living room option. So that's going to be the only downside. Now we've helped a pretty good amount of people get into that type of home. They just had to wait a little bit longer. Now, a couple of things about the community. You will get some options there, like in the $400,000 range. They're going to have a huge amenities there. HOA is like the low 200s right now. And you're going to get walking trails. You get a 10-mile walking trail. You get a like 7 different huge pools with parks. Everything's brand new around there, but you are in the city of Banning, so you are pretty far out. It's like the last thing before you get into Palm Desert, right? Like it's right before Morongo. So that's going to be another thing that you have to consider. Great price, location. It is going to be pretty far out, but it really depends, right? Like, is that something that you're good with? I work from home, right? There's some options there. Great place to live. Now, before I go into the next one, remember the last one we're going to have at 1.6 million. Do not go without us to these communities. You're going to want the representation. There's always some details down below where you can book a 15-minute call. Let's have the conversation on, let's see if this is a good fit, or it could be the next one. And there's always something in between, but I'm just giving you the 5 that I think are going to do really well for you. The next one is going to be honorable mention, is going to be the one in Paris. They have a pretty good price. They're like high 600,000s. That one's going to be pretty good. It is a single story home, bigger than the one that we talked about. You're looking like high 6s, low 7s. So that one's a great option, but I want to move on to the next one, which is going to be Meadowlark. So the next one on the list, I know I just mentioned the honorable mention one, is going to be Winchester. Winchester, you're going to get a great multi-gen. This thing is massive. So you got 4 bedrooms in the main house, and the multi-gen is going to be a 1-bedroom with a living room, a small kitchenette, restroom, stackable, right? Just kind of like the last one that we mentioned. You get access to the main house, but you also have an entrance. Now, this one's not next to the primary bedroom like on the last one. This one, you got to kind of walk around the side of the house, which is really nice because they have their own entrance there. And the main house is still going to be around like 3,000 square feet. So this thing is huge. You get a huge 3,000 square foot house with that multi-gen, which makes it really nice. And this is going to be at La Ventana in the city of Winchester. This also sells out pretty quick. So it might be some time before one becomes available, and there's going to be some type of build out time. Now, what I like about this community, no HOA there. Tax rate's pretty, it's around 1.6 to 1.8, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on that. Again, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I just decided to charge my car and go over these details. And so this is going to be a really good option in that like low to mid $700,000 range. Now, some, if the lot's a little bit bigger, can get closer to 8, but this is what you can kind of expect there. This is going to be that next level up without having to go all the way to Banning. You're going to be in Winchester. You're probably thinking, okay, where the heck is Winchester? Winchester is going to be close to Menifee, Murrieta, like Temecula area. Winchester is that like next up and coming area, kind of what Menifee was just a couple years ago. And what it still is, right? But Winchester is like really booming right now. And the cool thing about Winchester is they're offering a lot of like detached single family homes in that area. And these are going to be massive homes. They also have a awesome, this is kind of a side note, 2,500 square foot, 2-story home that has a primary downstairs, but that's another conversation for another time. And this multi-gen is going to offer all the bedrooms in the primary house upstairs. If you could imagine this, there's a loft area upstairs, and all the bedrooms, washroom, and restrooms surround that loft area. It's a pretty good size. The primary is really nice. But this is going to be a great option because you can still potentially get it within the loan limits without having to put a ton of money down. So we're helping a ton of families kind of come together and do so. So this is going to be a great option for those families that really need something big, right? The other ones that we mentioned only were offering 2 bedrooms in the main house. This one has 4 bedrooms in the main house with a multi-gen. This is perfect for those older parents, right? That kind of need their own space. You still have a huge living room inside, so you're not really losing that. Or that young family that maybe has a kid or 2 that wants to stay there. This is going to be perfect for them. One of my favorite multi-gens. I do believe they offer one in San Jacinto. That's going to be a little bit less, like around 600,000. But this is going to be the next one, right? So again, we have a lot in between, but I'm giving you my top ones that are kind of staggering up in price. Now we're gonna go on to number 3. Before we go on to number 3, I gotta remind you again, do not go to these communities without us. You're gonna want the representation. There's always details below on how you can book a 15-minute call. It's super simple, guys. Let's have the conversation. If we can help you, great. If we can't, at least you walked away with some good info and you're more educated. Like, I've literally talked to people and they're like, yeah, they become professionals after that 15-20 minute conversation. So book that call. Details always below. Number 3 is going to be Meadowlark. Meadowlark in the city of Redlands. Now, this one's, we're gonna bump it up in price. And again, there's some in between, but we're gonna bump up to like that low to mid $900,000 range. And this is gonna be in Redlands, so you're closer to the 10 freeway, kind of where like that 210 is at, Highland area. It's kind of all right there, but this thing's gonna be massive. 4,000 square feet. I think it's up to like 4,200 square feet. Also has everything I mentioned on the last couple multi-gen. They're all kind of similar. It is going to have a kitchenette, and then you're going to have that separate entrance in the front. So all the ones I'm giving you so far will have a separate entrance. I think it's important to have that space so you can kind of walk out, do your thing, and not have to interrupt people in the main house. Now, again, these don't have stoves. The last one will have a stove, so just wait for that one. But these are a great option. Like this is probably gonna be like one of my favorite videos to do, because we're helping people that are getting into those type of homes. They're selling their home that maybe they have $400,000 equity and they're rolling over that money to have family move in with them, and now they have a multi-generational home. It's a beautiful thing. I think it's a great option, and I think more people are going to be doing that because it's getting so crazy, right? A 24-year-old that maybe has a kid and a wife, it's really hard for them to afford it. Is it possible? Yeah, absolutely. But if not, hey, let's build this together. Let's go on this journey together. They could pay some of the mortgage. You pay the rest. You're going to give to them. There's so many options, right, that you can think of. But this was a great option. The lots are going to be a little bit bigger here. Homes are going to also feel a little bit bigger. It won't be so tight like the Banning ones that are like in that mid 500,000 range for multi-gen. These are going to feel pretty luxury. It's still a entry builder, great builder, one of my favorites actually. And they just have some really good options there. Now, before I go on to number 4, I have another honorable mention. I wish I could mention them all, but there's a builder out in Jurupa Valley that's doing single-story homes on half acres, and I do believe they have maybe 1 or 2 with a multi-gen left. It's a 5-bedroom, huge, like 3,400 square foot home with a multi-gen, own entrance, and that one's gonna be also closer to the front. Great option, city of Jurupa Valley. So this is going to be a great option for those families that really need something big, right? The other ones that we mentioned only were offering 2 bedrooms in the main house. This one has 4 bedrooms in the main house with a multi-gen. This is perfect for those older parents, right, that kind of need their own space. You still have a huge living room inside, so you're not really losing that. Or that young family that maybe has a kid or 2 that wants to stay there. This is going to be perfect for them. One of my favorite multi-gens. I do believe they offer one in San Jacinto that's going to be a little bit less, like around 600,000, but this is going to be the next one, right? So again, we have a lot in between, but I'm giving you my top ones that are kind of staggering up in price. Out in Jurupa Valley that's doing single-story homes on half acres, and I do believe they have maybe 1 or 2 with a multi-gen left. It's a 5-bedroom, huge, like 3,400 square foot home with a multi-gen, own entrance, and that one's going to be also closer to the front. Great option, city of Jurupa Valley. We don't have all the time to go over every single one, but that's going to be an honorable mention around that $1 million range. So you're like you're at $1 million to about 1.1. Now, option number 4 is going to be in the city of Loma Linda. Now, these are going to be great homes. Don't tell any other builders, but these are probably my favorite multi-gen. One, because of location, and also it's single story home, which I love. I love a single story home. Trust me. They also have massive lots on this. And this is perfect for those people who either work at the university, who go to school in Loma Linda. These are going to be absolutely perfect. Like one of the best options on the market right now. And they're massive single-story homes, huge, great rooms. They have huge primary bedrooms. And like I mentioned, the lots, at least in the models, the lots are enormous. So again, great option, great location, Loma Linda. And these are going to be around that 1.2 to 1.3 $3 million range. So we're going up in range now. You're going to pay a premium here because of the type of home it is. It's going to be a great little bit higher end, mid to higher end builder here. And they have, the layouts are just awesome. These are also a great option. One of my favorites, and I would love to show you guys those options. I have to actually go back and do a whole YouTube on them, because I've done some YouTube on these other ones that I've mentioned already, but this is the still one. And so they're gonna have 3 different floor plans there. They all offer multi-gen. One of them is gonna be more of a flex room, but you can make it into a multi-gen, at least I would. And these have a full-on kitchenette. Like, it looks like an actual studio apartment. So like, this is like that next level. Really feels like it's not just a little kitchenette. There's like a little section where you can put a breakfast nook, and then you have the living room, and then you have the bedroom, and then you have the restroom. Like, it feels like a whole apartment there. This is great for students that need to be rented out. This is going to be great for people maybe that can rent it out to a nurse, you know, that works at the hospital. Great options here. Now, the final one that you guys have been waiting for, and before I go to the final one, I'm going to keep saying this because I see people all the time. They're like, man, I watch your videos all the time. We see them at these communities. I'm like, why are you not here with us? You're here by yourself. No, just like, trust me, if I can't show you, somebody on my team will. Let's help you get the best deal, guys. So there's always some details down below. Do not go without us to these new communities. Now, the next one and the final one. Probably the best product out there when it comes down to new construction homes with ADUs. This one is actually going to have 2 ADUs. It's going to have an option to have a detached ADU that's 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. They have a few left of these. The primary home that they sell will have an attached multi-gen home. It doesn't have its own entrance, but it does have a full-on kitchen, has a stove, has everything in that attached one. And they offer one for a few $100,000 more. That's going to be a detached 2 bedroom, 2 bath with a full-on living room. Like, the living room sits in the middle, bedroom sits on the edge of it. And they typically sit on 1 acre lots in the city of San Bernardino. You're probably thinking, oh my gosh, San Bernardino? There's nothing wrong with San Bernardino, but this is in a good location. This is going to be like North Rialto, basically. So it's like right where the 15 and 215 freeway meet, right before you go up the hill. So it's not like deep San Bernardino that you're probably thinking about. It's like more like North Fontana, North Rialto area. Great location. There's like that little World Series, park that they have down there. Really, really good option in the city of San Bernardino. So these are going to be, oh, and I didn't even talk about the main house. The main house, the primary is amazing. The layout is great. There's like another section in the house that you can kind of block off, and it could be another multi-gen. That's for another time. And I am going to go back to that community to show you guys what it looks like with both options. It's really good. Now, obviously, the yard's a little bit smaller, but you have an acre, so who cares? Like, the house is awesome. The primary has a huge primary restroom that's like as big as most normal bedrooms. And then it has like another section where you can have like a little office or maybe like a TV room that's a part of that actual primary. This thing is it's insane. Now, I wish the kitchen was a little bit bigger, but you get so much with this house, it's not going to matter. Like, there's just a ton of space. And that's going to be the city of San Bernardino. And so if you're looking to buy a multi-gen, what a lot of people are doing is they're moving their parents into that. Right now, we have a client that's potentially going to sell 2 homes to get into one of these. So they're going to sell their parents' home, their home, and then now they're buying a 4,000 square foot house with an ADU. Like, there's just so many possibilities. And so many options, because people need to live together. That's just the reality of the type of market that we're in right now. So if you have any questions, there's always some details down below. Book a call with me. I'll call you unless I'm on vacation or somebody else will call you. And if I'm really tied up, but for the most part, I'm going to be giving you the call. Let's help you buy the right home. I hope you guys love this. Share this video with somebody. I think it's super important. And again, sorry I don't have all this material. I'm going off the cuff here. And I appreciate you staying on this long. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. SoCal Cedeno, out.